Are you in voiceover and wanting to change the world? We have an idea for you.
Hmm. Hi, I'm Kim Wilson.
And I'm Natasha Marchewka.
And this is Speechless. Welcome to our behind-the-scenes take on real life in VO, where we share our stories and our resources and our unforgettable opinions.
And unsolicited opinions as well.
I know, and unsolicited as well. I love our guests today, Natasha. They're
know.
so inspiring. I'm so inspired.
Good.
Please give them a good welcome.
We've got two founders of a voiceover roster that's called Voiceover for the Planet. You're going to want to look that up right away. And you have to watch the show to understand what it's all about. But we've got Ann Cloud here and Kari Swann, and they're going to tell us about this gorgeous roster they have while you're also giving back to the planet.
Speechless. Speechless.
All right, ladies, we're so thrilled to have you here today. Oh my gosh. What you don't know, listeners and viewers, we've already talked for it felt like 20 minutes because we're so excited to see each other. So, and anyway, we had so much to talk about unrelated to voiceover. And yet, what did you bring to drink today, Anne, for our Speechless show together?
I brought this kombucha. It's forage kombucha. I like any kombucha.
Of course you do.
Pretty.
I feel like that's your
really
brand.
Pretty.
It is really pretty. Look at
it's on brand for me.
Yeah,
Kombucha
it totally is.
Yeah.
It totally
I had hard kombucha one day, and that's my daughter loves it. Anyway, it's not that great. But anyway, I do love kombucha. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, kombucha is good.
I feel like you could just put booze with kombucha. I've never tried it, but
mix it with something that
mix it in. It'd be delicious.
Yeah. Right. Kari, what did you bring?
Well, I brought tonic with lime with a splash of Tito's.
Yes, girl.
Tonic and Tito's.
I have a lot to do for the rest of the day and places to go and children to take care of. But I was like, I could just put a splash. It's very good. And then of course I have water and I have I'm representing
voiceover for the planet.
I love that.
Yeah.
I always have two beverages at all times.
Yeah, me too. Kim,
Kari,
what did you bring
I love
today?
a little tequila and tonic. That's one of my favorites. But today
Tito's.
Tito's.
I did Tito's, yeah.
Sorry.
Tito's have tequila and tonic, I don't think.
That's wonderful. Yeah. So this is my virgin version of Tasty and Anxious, which is what I made up. It's like clementine juice and seltzer and lemon with vodka, but I switched it up and didn't put the vodka in because it's a little early for me today, and I have something right after this. And I thought,
well, I have the dentist, so I'm going whole hog, which I don't normally do. I don't know if it's whole hog, but I brought hard root beer.
Ooh, hard root beer.
Yeah, hard root beer. But let me taste it. It's delicious.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Does it taste like root beer?
Yeah, it totally does.
What's the alcohol
with
in it?
A little something. Malt beverage. But no, it's good.
Malt. What's a malt? Like a beer?
Beer. Yeah, it's a little bit different than root beer, but it has that root beery taste.
Yummy.
Yum.
Well, girls, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, we're thrilled. Tell us, so we're all about voiceover for the planet. Tell us, though, when it began. What were the fledgling moments? What was sort of the date? And what was this sprout of inspiration? No pun intended.
Well, I know.
And I think we should go all the way back to the retreat in Asheville. That's what I was thinking. I think that might have almost been the impetus of Voiceover for the Planet. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, even before that, all of the year of 2023, I was like, I am tired of this job as a voice actor. I am tired of being alone all the time, and I need community. And so I started trying all these different things, and I was like, how about this? How about this? Maybe this. And none of them really worked and stuck. But then we had this retreat, and Kari and I, a really long time ago, used to put on events together. We were event planners in our 20s, and so we
separately or together?
Together.
You guys knew each other way back when?
Yes.
We go back to about I think 2005, Anne.
Wow.
Yeah, we're celebrating our 20th anniversary of
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
cool. Yay.
That's so cool. Okay, keep
Yeah.
going. Sorry.
So we used to do these like conferences for oil and gas and mining. And we would go to Africa and we would go to Dubai and all of these cool places and put on these conferences. And so when I was like, I think we should have a retreat, Kari was like, yes, we should. And we planned this fancy little retreat in Asheville and just invited like our friends, and it was fun. And then from that was in like late October, and Deanna Holguin was supposed to come and couldn't. And so she and I were catching up after the fact so I could tell her about it. And she told me about 1% for the planet. And she was like, this is kind of my big win this year was I joined 1% for the planet. And now I give 1% of all my revenue to them. And I was like, what's that? And got on the website and I was like, oh, okay, first of all, this is so cool. And second of all, this is such a great marketing opportunity. And like, there's this huge network on 1% for the planet of all these companies that are also 1% for the planet members and all these nonprofits that are 1% for the planet environmental partners. And I was like, we need to work with all those people. So let's like build up a group of voice actors who are like-minded and want to work with like-minded companies doing good stuff in the world and just like supporting each other. And that's how it started. So it was like December of 2023.
So explain
Not
what
that long
it
ago,
is.
really.
Like, give us a whole overview of what is 1% for the planet.
VO, 1% for the planet is a separate thing. VO for the planet is a separate thing. We'll have Hamza, our editor. Hamza, our editor. Thank you, Hamza. We'll have the logos there. The logos are, yay, Hamza. Thank you so much. Why don't you explain first what VO for the planet is? Does that make sense?
What Voiceover for the planet is?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like Anne was saying, so we came together and she was like, this is going to be an awesome like marketing opportunity. And I need community and I need to not be alone. And I know these cool people. I know Deanna, I know Serge Damar, I know Joe Passaro. I'm just going to see if everybody kind of wants to get in together to maybe create this kind of like a collective. And so, I mean, I was like, anything and Cloud is doing, I'm definitely jumping.
Yeah, sign us up.
I'm not a voice actor, but I was like, of course, I'm going to continue to come into your voiceover world and jump in. And so it kind of started as we wanted to have basically kind of like a roster of voice actors, a group of voice actors who wanted to support nonprofit organizations and change makers. And so starting to bring like a little group of that together, starting with the five of us founders, we just kind of built from there. And we decided to, we followed Anne's amazing direction in creating a website. And we talked more about like our mission and values and what we really wanted to do. And ultimately we kind of landed on, yes, we will work for anyone that's, aligns with our values. And when they pay us for a voiceover job, then we're able to give that same service to a nonprofit or a change maker. So it's supposed to
be charge, at no cost.
Circle. So that's really voiceover for the planet. So
it's like a roster. You would say it's like a roster of like-minded people that receive projects from like-minded companies, and the payment you receive goes 1% of the payment goes to.
See, this is where it does get complicated.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tease it out a little bit.
Gosh, it doesn't feel complicated on the inside, but I guess I can see why it would.
It is a little bit because I'm a latecomer, even though as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I want to be part of this. And I was very envious, and be transparent. I was jealous. I wanted to be part of it for so long until she finally opened the magic gates and I was allowed to enter.
And I would say, and we're so happy that you're part of our. team,
Thank you.
Natasha. And I think that in the beginning, we were like, what exactly is this going to be? And we were kind of a little bit like trepidatious of
Trepidatious.
who should we like take on in this? Because do we even really know what we're doing? We're kind of making this up as we go. And we wanted to be able to give back as much as like people were giving to us. So I think that that's kind of where we've worked a little slowly.
Well, you've had to tease out a lot of details, and now it's like it's just flourishing in terms of your ideas. But now let's tease out then, as a member of the roster, my commitment to you is
So the commitment of the voice actors is there is a $150 fee to get like up and running, which
a
is
one-time fee.
a one-time fee to like, because none of us make any money as like people like who do the work of keeping up the website and doing the social media. None of us make any money. And so that pays the web guy to put you up and to get you on social media and all of those things. And then a 20% commission to Voiceover for the Planet for any work you book through Voiceover for the Planet. And you have to join 1% for the Planet, which is kind of like the piece that has kept a lot of people from joining the roster, right? Because
it's a big commitment.
It's a big commitment to say 1% of your revenue, right? Of your total revenue as a voice actor. And a lot of people already give their money to places that aren't necessarily part of 1% for the Planet, or to their church or whatever that may be. And so it is a pretty big commitment. One of the things that is kind of nice though is that we these pro bono jobs that we do, so every time somebody hires us, and hopefully they're aligned in some way, they always are aligned in some way, right? But a lot of the work, like Natasha, you worked with People Productions. They are not in any way a nonprofit, a change maker. They're just a traditional, production company, like post-production, but they like us, right? They like what we're doing. They like that every time they hire us, like something good goes out into the world. And so when Natasha did that work for them, then we have this like little, gift that we get to like be like, who wants it? And the nonprofits that we work with, we try to specifically work with ones who are environmental partners for 1% for the Planet. And so that means even though you're not getting paid for that project, and even though you have to give 1% of your revenue to environmental partners, you get an in-kind donation for that work. So if you, like Allie did a project for the Friends of the Bonobos of the Congo, and she got, a little piece of paper that said, this work is worth $700, and then she gives that to 1% for the Planet as an in-kind donation. And they say, great, you don't have to give us that $700 if you made $70,000 this year. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
It does. It's still a little complicated, and as someone that's on the roster, and I'm just started a few months ago, so this 1%, you don't just have to give money, you can give in-kind donations, but it's a little murky to me, so I look forward to going through the whole process. But again, if Ann Cloud has organized it, like I'm in. I am in. So it is a great opportunity to put your money somewhere with intention, because I do give money other places and wondering, you can't give everywhere. This focuses my intention. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I know, yay. So I feel really happy about that. But the piece that's also a little confusing, just to reiterate, I booked a gig. So voiceoverfortheplanet.com is a roster. And so jobs, auditions come to them, and then they receive 20% of the job if you book it, which is like any other agent, pretty much. But then I still don't know quite how this works, but then you guys the organization gives something for free. So one and one, kind of like that shoe company. You buy a
Toms. Yeah.
Toms.
Oh,
yeah.
Bombas, you mean?
Toms.
They
well,
do too.
Bombas too.
Bombas and Toms. Yeah. Okay, great.
Yay.
Yeah.
It out. So now it's growing, and the website is gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
You've done such a good job with all the information, the beauty of it, the logistics of it. So what else can we tell the audience?
And
in
how can they
terms,
help you and support you?
yeah.
So here's two things that I want people to know about Voiceover for the Planet. One is, as a voice actor, when you join, one of the things this is both of my things, I think, but they're both towards voice actors, is that one of the things that's really cool about the group and about the roster is that even though we're still growing and growing our client base and all of the people, and we're marketing all the time, like, you want to work with us, we're cool. My business has grown pretty significantly just from being on the roster, because I talk to my clients about it, and it's like a talking point for me, and it's in my on my website, and it's in my signature, and people ask me about it all the time, like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, every time I send an invoice, I'm like, hey, 1% of this is going to these 3 organizations who I support.
Oh, that's fabulous. What a great idea. I haven't done that yet. That's a great idea.
My clients love it, right?
Yeah, right. Right.
So that is one thing. And then the other thing is that what has come that was so unexpected for me is this really beautiful community that I feel a little verklempt about it, but it was really, my initial intention wasn't to do something for the planet. My initial intention was so totally selfish, because I wanted to have friends and regular people in my life, and that it has just blossomed in this really, really beautiful way. And we all support each other and our individual businesses, not just in Voiceover for the Planet. Like, how can I support you and what can we do? And Kari leads weekly meetings to help us keep our shit together and plan our weeks. And we do a monthly meeting where we come together and network, and we do a monthly meeting where Brandon listens to our auditions and gives us feedback. And it's just become a really special community, because we have this bypass to we're already friends because we already care about the same things,
Right. Same values. I love that.
Can one of you share about the roster? So I know it was quite small to begin with, and then it's all about diversity as well. Thank you for doing that. What can a buyer see when they go on the roster? What can they choose from? How many people? And what are you looking for in terms of how that will grow?
Right now we have 30 people. I'm I knew coming on here I was going to be like, I'm not going to let Kari talk at all. I'm just worked up and fired up and excited. I'm totally going to feel free to jump in anytime, Kari. Right now we have 32 people, I think, on the roster. And the main qualification, the biggest thing, is that you're value aligned and willing to join 1% for the Planet. But then you got to be a professional voice actor, doing this as your full-time job, because it's a smallish roster and we need to be able to, present a professional product to our clients. Right. And so we do have a lot of languages right now represented. Even though we only have 32 people, we've got multiple Spanish speakers, Brazilian Portuguese, Flemish. What else? French. So there's already a lot of representation in terms of language and diversity. And we would like to grow that, so that, because 1% for the Planet, and specifically, but kind of in general, those things, it's very global. So that our clients and who we're marketing to are not just in the States. And however, right, the goal is not to become humongous,
right? Because
again, it's twofold, doing good in the world, but also making the money, right? And so we try to not have too much overlap, but for us, overlap is a kind of lower down on the list of things we care about after being a really good voice actor and having the same values. So if somebody comes and they sound just like me, but they desperately care about the things we care about and they're really good, we usually will take them.
Well, to me, the commitment of 1% to the planet, it's a big thing to commit to, and feels amazing once you do it.
You said this, but Voiceover for the Planet as an organization also gives 1% of anything you make. So as we're taking that 20% from a job that a voice actor does, really that's going to fund our website and keep us being able to do marketing. And really that's all it's really doing right now, that we can continue to run the business without spending more money out of our own pockets. But also, we're just like giving our time right now towards it. But I just wanted to add that in, that Voiceover for the Planet is also contributing that in that way.
That's amazing. Okay,
And
we're going to
so-
take a go ahead.
I was
We'll
just gonna
take a quick
take a
break,
break.
and when we come back, Kim can ask her question. Okay, be right back. Hi, everybody. We're just popping in here for a quick promo about our Speechless Planner. So this is the 2025 version 1 Speechless Planner with all kinds of questions like journaling clues or cues about goal setting and what you want to do with your life, basically. And then there's also pages like a day timer. So you've got the schedule and you can put your lists. I love lists. And each
You are the
week
list lady.
each week starts with something that Kim and I have thought about. that
would
is
be important to think about.
It's the time management matrix, urgent and important matrix. You can use it or not. And then in the back, all kinds of voiceover resources. You can get an ebook version or a hard copy version by going to speechlessvo.com.
Okay. I was just wondering how our listeners can support you.
Yeah, we would love it if you shared more about Voiceover for the Planet. We're really pretty active on LinkedIn and Instagram right now, trying to create just like some fun, authentic things to put out there. And I know Natasha's been sharing different things from Voiceover for the Planet and 1% for the Planet as well. So that would be great. Just like follow us. And
And the
listening-
social media presence.
If you're listening right now and you're super excited, it's at VO4, the number 4 TP, VO4 TP. But on LinkedIn, what is your handle?
Voiceover for the Planet.
So written out in actual letters.
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to ask about 1% for the Planet. So, or let everyone know what they have. What I've seen that they have is a whole bunch of charities that are part of 1% for the Planet. Are we looking at just environmental partners, or are there other kind of charities on 1% for the Planet?
That's a really good question, and it all falls under kind of the environmental umbrella, but they capture that as like the planet. So it's not just the planet itself, but the people and the animals that live on the planet. And not every organization fits exactly into it, but there are a lot of social justice organizations. Two of mine actually are food banks. There's World Wildlife Foundation. So it's pretty broad. It's not all encompassing, but it is like the planet and its occupants.
Right. So when I come around to pay my 1% of my yearly income, annual income to 1% for the Planet, I have to choose which charities my money's going to go towards under their umbrella, because they have a whole bunch, right? So
there's about 8,000
wow.
right now that are under their umbrella. And if there's somebody that you already give to that you want to like have credit for through 1% for the Planet, super, super simple process. It takes less than 5 minutes to be like, I'm already giving money to Asheville Greenworks and they fit in when you're in your model. Here's their information. And then they take it from there. And Asheville Greenworks, which is good for them too, right? Then they become a nonprofit partner within 1% for the Planet.
Right. More exposure for them. So I know
awesome.
for one last question I have. I know, Anne, you want to make sure or somehow eventually have the company who's hiring us put forth their charity so that the one-on-one sort of works. Can you explain that, please?
I would love it if that would be the end goal. If the company who hires us already has a partner, right? That because everybody's doing impactful work and
a charity partner.
Yes, a charity partner. And maybe it's in line, right? So if they're a shoe manufacturer and they make their shoes from Guatemalan leather, I'm just making this totally up, right? But then they have these like indigenous Guatemalan women who are supporting clean rivers, then we do work for them and amplify that story. And then everybody gets amplified by that, right? Because then there's PR from the shoemaker that's saying, like, we're working with these people, and their story gets told in a bigger way. So I feel like that would be the model I would love to see happen eventually. That's really not what's happening right now. We just haven't gotten to that place yet, but that's
the goal. It's the goal. Yeah. That's the goal. Love it. It's a good goal.
Okay, so one thought that's come to me, guys, is that as a voice actor in our very unusual industry and community, we have a lot of rosters that we can be on. So, for example, and this is for the voice actor out there to understand, there are several kinds of rosters. So you have a listing service. You can go on sites for free and have your profile on there for free. I have mentioned Voquent before. For anyone who hasn't heard of it, it's voquent.com, where you can go and put yourself up there and your samples for free.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then there's other rosters that you pay for, online casting, let's say. There's also agent rosters. There are production company rosters. There are thematic, is that a word? A thematic roster. So there's rosters that I'm on, for example, of individual people that I want to have a roster that's all positivity. And so they collect talent, and suddenly they have a roster because it's beneficial to have jobs coming in and different people to give to clients. I find that Voiceover for the Planet is a very intentional roster. It's the most intentional roster. Is it okay, guys, if a voice talent is on a bunch of other rosters and Voiceover for the Planet?
Totally. Like, how could you have a sustainable career otherwise? Right? I mean, we don't have any sort of exclusivity of any kind at all. And really want to help each other be on all the rosters and do all the things, because we all just want to, like, lift all the boats or the tide or whatever that thing is, right?
Yeah.
Such a pleasure to have you guys on our show. We are so honored
And
to
inspired.
have you on here and inspired. And we hope, listeners and viewers, that you will consider applying to Voiceover for the Planet and see if it's right for you. Check out the roster. It's a beautiful website and all the things. Thanks, gals.
guys.
Cheers.
So much.
Thank you.
Speechless. Speechless.